to protect your soul.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hey guys, I hope you can understand me here. I saw that there are some people in the channel.
We'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the
Hey.
horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the way
So let's check this day then. Yeah, as I already told you on weekend, it's just not worth trading it, and you can see it here clearly. So this is our day from here to here. Let's line this up. Bitcoin. So we started our day down here, and then we had some, I think in the past we had the same formation here where we just went up, and this again is the area where it maybe just forms a wick, but currently we have that FOMO, so this stuff here can happen anytime, especially on weekends. So let's see here, we bounced off the VWAP, take profit here. I see, this is the last, it was yesterday, sorry. They are just the same, okay. Yes, we can check XLM also, of course. But let's check first ETH and Bitcoin, especially for the scalping. We nearly made the same pivot P like the day before. And you see here on weekend also we wicked down, bounced, and then we backtested it. And here would have been a possible entry on a normal day, but on weekend possible entry would be here. As you can see, we wick down, come back up, and we begin P. But weekend, so we wicked down, back tested it and reclaimed it. So currently this would have been maybe a long here up, but yeah, I'm not trading this because weekend, and we maybe stay here for a while. But when we go up here, I may be shorting it because yeah, on Bitcoin we would be at 9k, and I think maybe we wick up, but at some point we will come back down. Or if the FOMO is that strong that we go higher and higher, so I really don't hope this happens, because yeah, this would be another parabolic run, and maybe on the halving we just crash. And so would be nice if the market reacts like normal and not this FOMO stuff. Let's check here on the fib levels. So here was the point where we could say, okay, here we gained everything back what we on this Corona dump made. So here was the short squeeze up. It was expected. I talked a lot about it, so it worked out, but we didn't trade it because right now it's just, for me it's just no trade zone. We can go up, back test this line on ETH, or just come down. Same for Bitcoin. I think I showed this. This is the channel, this from June last year, where we traded in this channel, as you can see, and then this was this unnatural run up. We lost it, then Corona and down. Then I thought, okay, maybe here we got rejected and just do something like this, but on some point we have breakout. And so maybe I will remove this channel because it's not valid anymore, because we broke it a couple of times. So yeah, but here I had just a normal trend line and it worked out. Crashed, broke it and back tested it, and then continued. So, and right now, as you can see, we try really hard to get up again, but this, yeah, maybe we go up here then down, I don't know. I expect at any moment a huge countdown. Just because it is weekend, the order book is nearly empty. But yeah, let's see. FOMO is strong. Let's check. And we already talked about the scalping. So weekend, not worth scalping. Friday also. I made an update video yesterday about this. So it's just annoying to trade. And I think I posted this chart some weeks ago. This is just on the important time frames, the Ichimoku clouds. And I use often Ichimoku clouds to find trades, swings, for example, not with scalping, for a higher time frame for the swings. And I always look for some change on the clouds, like here. And of course, when it's green, it's support. But these change on the cloud, they are very, very important. Because as you can see here on the hourly, at that moment we change the color here, and this was hours before we saw this. It's always some, I'm not sure. Let's check. 25 or something, just a day before we see what can happen with the Ichimoku clouds. So, but I will do a video about the Ichimoku clouds, the future. But yeah, as you can see, I see now here a change. This is always a possibility that we come back down, even with this incredible number like 6,800. Nobody expected price just goes up down here, but in the past you saw always things like this. That's why I'm a bit critical right now with this move here, and I see more like a bear flag than just a continuation pattern. But the trend is up, we always went up, so if we change, it maybe will not happen right now. But the weekend will be a perfect time for this, to dump. What else can we check? So XLM. To Bitcoin or to US dollar? Yeah, these are the alts on the 200 EMA, the most important one. As you can see, we stayed under it like 2 years. We come back up, back tested it, and continues down, down, down. Tried it here again and up, and right now we broke it. So for me this is extremely bullish, because yeah, 2 years was the last time we was up here above this line. So I think there is maybe a little halving pump for the alts also, but the break here can just end in a fake out, of course. So let's see, when time goes by, we maybe backtest these lines a couple of times before it continues. It retested it here 2 days ago and held the support, but as you can see, it already formed a red candle again, and the momentum here is strong, but it's turning red, and we have multiple divergences here on the stochastic. Possible. Let's check the 4 hour. Okay, when you see something like this, there is a possibility we form a trend. So we faked out here. This was before we broke it on the daily. Fake out, and then here, and also on the daily. Let's see, I think here we broke it on the daily. And right now we have bounced once and maybe twice. So a possible trend here. But always keep an eye on the daily. Let's check. Yeah, something like this would be nice, just trend, but this as long as we stay under this here, we maybe just form a lower high. So, but the halving. And in long term, I am very bullish on E. We already talked about this, But right now we have an up movement since nearly 2 months, and I really don't like this. We backtested it here and here, yes, but just for a short period of time. These are the 4-hour candles. The daily we just went up here, up, broke it, backtest, and up again. So we not really backtested this EMA here, and we saw it a couple of times that we just went above and lost it some days later. What we want to see is a daily that when something like this happens, it held a support, and when it does, we can form maybe a bull market on ETH, and sure on Bitcoin also. Like this here, this was our move up to 14,000. Here a fake out. Here we held the support. This was the difference between these two. It held the support here, and here you can see how important this 200 EMA is. And right now we broke it again. Huge volume. We needed the short squeeze to get above here. So at some point we come back to this line. It can be as fast as we have here, or it can take a bit longer. Here we never backtested it until here. Maybe here on this candle. So at some point we come back, and then it is the make or break. The halving will be somewhere here, so the halving is in 2 weeks, I think. Just stay out of the market. Even if we go up here, don't enter along this. It's just not worth it, even when we make a new high. This will not just goes up 20k or something in some days just because of the halving. This can be a huge trap, and technically we are still forming a lower high. So at some point we come back, and then we have to form a higher low. And when we do this and then up and form the higher high, this would be maybe the fuel we need first to start a new bull market. To the 3k, you mean back here to this? Which scenario? That one I outlined on, let me check, I think it was here. Sorry for the mess. So, okay. The scenario is that we just backtest this line here, this black line. As you can see, this held a support for since 2015. Up here, down, up, backtest again, and broke it. So on any other chart we should get rejected here because it's a backtest and then continues down. But we have now the halving FOMO and the short squeeze, so we had enough fuel to go up this line. And this line here is really important. We can maybe just up here, backtest this line, come back, and then we coiling up here around the halving where all these lines come by. And the scenario would be when we, let's say this is just a fake out, and we come back to this line and have our rejection on this line. That means, yeah, that would be extremely bearish. If we come back to somewhere here and close multiple candles and you see it start forming a trend like this or here, then we maybe go lower. And I mean, really we can go as low as 1000, because here is the next support. Just be prepared. But in in a nice world, maybe we reclaimed it. This was just a fake out, the Corona stuff. We are back in this channel and we go up and test the next line. But look at the number. This is insane. I don't think someone will buy Bitcoin to this price. There will be a limit. So around the halving and maybe this year I'm a bit more bullish, because we had this and we reclaimed everything. But overall I start to getting bullish if we close above here, if we form a higher high and a lower high, of course. So maybe up, down, and here would be then something. You can say, okay, we start a new huge bull market, but I don't think so. 20k was insane enough. But let's see. And here we have our no trade zone around the halving, where we stop getting signals and stop the bots. No problem. Yeah, but I talked in the some days ago or some weeks ago about this scenario for the back test and then down. But first let's just end the halving, and in the meantime we do video getting fit on scalping here, because right now you can do a ton of money with scalping on the 5 minute, and I really want that everyone from our channel is able to trade this. But you have to be patient, because Friday weekend you can't play this. Yeah, here it worked, maybe you entered along, but if I'm in trade right now, I would take profit here already, because I expect every time soon a down because of the weekend. So you have to be patient and wait for these are the 5 minute candles, so wait for the close. Always wait for the close on the 5 minute. Just don't short here, for example, just because we are on the VWAP. Wait a bit, see how it develops, and as you can see, fake out, so it was a long and not a short, and it's just 5 minutes. So I decided that I do as much as I can. I try to do it every day. I post an update video where we talk about the day and how we could possibly trade it. And I really hope that you can do some money there. And it's okay that we stop the signals. I think it's the right move right now by risking something between these lines here. It can go up or down, so just not worth it. You will just lose money. And we had enough time to trade this whole market, so we can stay out of the market for some days. And you saw it here. I think you see it here also. These are the trades from April. Just because the halving is near, there was never a good setup to trade, but we ended up like 200% profit, so good for us. But in normal months we have more trades. Let's check here. As you can see, we have, I would say, general 15 to 20 trades. But the halving, yeah, it comes closer and closer. Here was maybe the last time we traded that much, and here already a bit less trades, and here just 8 trades this month. But 7 from 8 are profitable, so we done our job. And yeah, and now I have a list to do some videos to bring it to the VIP members, and I hope it helps. After the halving we can continue trading, but just be safe during this time. This crossover here really scares me because maybe this is the point we come back, and we form here the same on a daily. So as soon as the FOMO stops a bit, we maybe come back here to 7k again, just because we form here this change on the clouds. Just a little bit here, but you can see it already here and here, something like this just on a daily basis. So come back down here, touched it perfectly and went up. Here also you can see, even if it's not but a reaction happens here as soon as the cloud change. And the higher the time frame, the more one is. And this is on the 12 hour, and here on the daily. And right now I just wait. I wait and see what Bitcoin is doing. ETH, I maybe don't trade this here. Maybe when we lose VWAP and lose this here, I will short it, or when we go up here, I will short a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, and if you have any questions, you can just write it in the channel or in the YouTube chat here, and I try to answer it. On the scalp, I would just focus on one coin. For me, this is ETH, because yeah, it is not that stupid, I would say, like Bitcoin. You can see a clearer picture on ETH. Not today. Today we can see a much clearer picture on Bitcoin, but on a normal day, you see ETH. I see it much more clearer than Bitcoin, so I choose ETH. And when I do scalping, I'm under 5 minutes, so I don't have the time to scalp both. It would be just too risky, because they move in the same direction. So let's say I short this here on ETH and on Bitcoin, and it goes up and hits stop loss. I lose on both sides, and I better choose one and put more amount there than to let chew and hope, okay, maybe when it hits stop loss here, it will not hit stop loss on Bitcoin. But no, I don't do this. Focus on one coin and master it. That helps me. And I choose ETH. And yeah, made a nice account gain on in the last months. But of course there were losing trades also. I lost here something and here, so... But trading on Friday and on weekend was just a bad idea. Yeah, exactly, the volatility and how it forms. You can... It depends how you scalp. If you scalp like this with the pivots and the VWAP and the EMAs here, just open a chart, choose your time frame. For me, the 5 minute is okay for the day. I don't have scalps open like more than some hours, or sometimes it's just some minutes. Like here, close, leave the exchange. But yeah, just check if you would have traded it good in the past. And if you see something like this we have on Friday or today and on a weekend, and this is the normal behavior of this coin, just don't scalp it because you get stopped out too many times. Choose something that is clear to you. But of course you need volatility. We can check another coin if you want, say Litecoin, and check if you could scalp Litecoin here. Let's, for example, this huge move here can... So let's analyze it. We started the day, VWAP is pressing down the P, so this would have made sense. Comes down and close to S1, so take profit. I would have take profit maybe here, or I'm not sure if it's worth here, but as you can see, it didn't touch S1 and just change direction. So here would be a possible long. And up here, faked out on the VWAP, reclaimed it, and here is the best entry to long. Now we have VWAP and the green P as support, and it would have played out. Take profit here, and the next take profit would have been here, or two, but on that day it did work. Just the day after, we wicked above and closed under. Today you can choose also Litecoin, I would say, but just check how many times it dances on the VWAP and choose a coin that is really clear. Here you can see a perfect example how strong, how important the VWAP is, because up here and then this flash crash here on the 5 minute, this sell-off, it stopped at the VWAP. So, and here backtest again, possible long would have played out again. So you can choose any coin you want, just check how it acts on the VWAP. See XRP. Yeah, we had a nice move on XRP here. Faked out here, reclaimed it, backtested it and went up straight to hour 1 and got rejected. So also working. Yes. So here would have got short. Let's see. Broke out on VWAP. Just down. A reaction on S1. A backtest here, but it just overshoots. So it's hard to trade something like this when you try to catch a falling knife. What would be a bad idea. But sometimes this plays out. If we come back down just to S1 or even to S2 or to a VWAP, I sometimes just try my luck and enter. So I would have been entered along here as soon as you see something like this, but it wicked way lower. So when you put in a stop loss right here, you would have lost it. And then here to double check. It was this line and not this line. So not that good to score. Just focus on one coin and that's enough, I would say. Choose whatever you want. For me, the most clear picture is on ETH. But this can change, of course. If ETH is doing like this for some weeks and just not profitable, so I change to XRP or EOS, whatever. But it will be the same tactic. VWAP and pivots and the EMAs. So on regular signals, just using stop loss, that's okay. But on scalping, I not even put a stop loss there. I'm on the chart. When I scalp, I sit here and check, or just move this chart here to another window, to another monitor or whatever, to see this and check it, and because I don't want to get stopped out. but when I have to leave PC, I put a stop loss always somewhere under. Let's say you want to long it here. A stop loss here can play out, but better would be under, because we have now 4 lines on support. This green line, the VWAP, the green P, and the 600 EMA, which is the 50-minute 200 EMA. So you can just, but you see, let's see what happens here now. If we just break through, or if we bounce here. On weekend, this can just be under it, and you think, okay, this is short, and it comes back up again. So just stupid moves here. So on scalping, I always use cross, and let's say I would say, okay, this is maybe the top. We have a double top here, so I'm sure we go down. We have a sell pressure, something. I maybe open a short here or on a R1 line here, and then it comes back, and then I wait and see if it breaks VWAP and closes another candle on the VWAP. I increase my position, and so I put more amounts on it. So my average entry would have been here, to make sure stop loss here, just above this. And then when I see it continues down and it's unable to break VWAP again, let's say this breaks down now and tries to get above, but it wasn't able. So I put more contracts in it, so I have my average entry above VWAP, and put my stop loss just not exactly on these lines, but some room. Maybe I got wicked out, maybe when it's trying to get above, it just wicks and continues then. So do it like this, just start small. Yeah. Now let's see if we break it here on Bitcoin. We are not even close to the VWAP, so maybe this comes down more. Bitcoin wants to test VWAP also, possible. So this would have been more down. So we can see it live now. But as you can see, here is a reaction on the VWAP, some sort of reaction. It wicked down, closed above it. But you can't take this just on ETH. You always have to check Bitcoin also. For me, this is nice, it bounces here, but on Bitcoin we are nowhere. So Bitcoin maybe wants to test VWAP also, and this would bring ETH more down. So I just shorted it, just to see, and I will close it when we come back here again. Just a little amount, not much. And you have to be, how you say, just think it like this. When we are above VWAP, we are bullish, and when we are down, it's bearish. Don't try to trade the other direction. On this here, check for longs, and on breaks, check for shorts. So let's see, maybe this was just a fake up, that's okay. That's why I should have waited the candle close. Yeah, S&P always. This is so sad, but it is what it is. Every time when it's open, I have to check it, and there is a reaction on Bitcoin, and it moves the same. I hope at some point it change. Also, I saw when Bitcoin is pumping on weekends, S&P will pump also on the Monday open. So let's see, it's trying to, yeah, but it's just for a limited time, so around the halving, some weeks or month, it's okay. This will change at some point. We had years of trading, so why not stay out of the market for some weeks? Yeah, I see that. I think S&P closed. Let's see. It closed like this, so for me this is put here the fib levels. This is a fake out for me, so we backtest this. And for that, Bitcoin has to come back here also. That is just how I see these things now, because it opens in 2 days, and maybe we are open somewhere here, because we have this up and down, and Bitcoin maybe brings everything down, and this looks bearish to me. If we can hold here, yeah, nice. But this is right on the fib level up and then rejected and close under it. Here is support, here would have been support, but it had not a support, it just went down. So maybe it's a bit down, and for that we need the weekend, and maybe Bitcoin that brings the stuff down. But we will see on Monday. So I'm gonna check. Yeah, again, trying to break Viva. The 4-hour candle closes in 25 minutes. So let's check the 4-hour here. And when you see something like this, there is the green cloud, so this acts as support, and price often comes down. And this line here, this is also an EMA. So maybe we come back down here. But if we stay up here for a long time, we have support here. So we have to stay here until the 4th of May. And maybe this can hold us support. But right now on weekend we have so much room to the downside here. And here on the hourly we have some support on the 2-hour, but on 4 hours we have nothing under us. This will change tomorrow. We have a little bit support here. But right now there are this huge move up and then this empty space. So for me, I'm ready to short it down. That's why I'm ready to short it. No VWAP is broken here. Okay, let's see. And I also check, I see that there is a sell-off on ETH Bitcoin. It is an S1, maybe it has a support here. What else can we see? We changed here the DMA, but with too much momentum, Now we have the next support lines is here, this green and this red. But the VWAP is the key, and they are not synced anymore, these two, because Bitcoin is coming down and ETH already broke the VWAP. Sometimes ETH forecasts Bitcoin's movement and sometimes the other way. But for me this looks shady because we broke VWAP on ETH, not on Bitcoin. So for me this looks like it wants to backtest it. But maybe this holds and this forms just a wick and we continue down. It would help Bitcoin to bring price even higher, maybe to this. So we start forming a new wick here. Let's check the hourly. Yeah, right, we had this strange move here. This, I don't know what it is. This is just up wick, so at any moment we can have crashed down here, here and here. So hours of strange movements here. And on ETH we already broke down here on the hourly. And maybe we cross over here also. That would be a divergence. So for me this screams also we want to backtest this line on the hourly. 2 hour also and 4 hour. Let's see how the 4 hour closes. 4 hours like this, for me they are more bullish lately because this looks like a doji, but we formed this wick to the downside, so there were buyers here. And in the last weeks or something, these candles lead to an up move like this here. We have a huge wick, small body, but this wick down here. And as you can see, green candle afterwards. This happens so often lately. Here you see 4 hour close with a wick and it just continues up. Same here, 4 hour with a wick. We just came down, yes, but not worth trading it, and continues up. And it is annoying because you can't trade the candlesticks anymore, but in crypto and Bitcoin or ETH you should not have looked at the candlesticks that often. So use something other than this. As you can see, it means nothing. So 18 minutes. Let's hope it's not forming a wick to the downside. It just makes a complete close here. Let's check again. So here we tried to get above VWAP, but on the next 5 minutes and we lost it again. But Bitcoin has to come down also to be valid. Right now this can be a fake out and just continues. It depends what Bitcoin is doing. And here it looks like it wants to go down also. This is a critical point for ETH because this here would make sense if it continues down. And here the broken VWAP. But Bitcoin is too high right now. And here we have to run the 9k. We had our fake out here on 9k already. And if we continues down, then we have a lower high. So see the lower high, and again a lower high. And then when we form a lower low, maybe have our down target to the clouds here. Yeah, ETH tries to stay above the VWAP really hard, so maybe I close my short and just reopen it when we break it again. So I lose some fees, but I'm okay with it. But let's wait for the 5 minute and the next 5 minutes, or maybe even the 4-hour close. This here looks also strange because we formed the divergences here, here and here. So this move should have been much more volatile, much more down than just to the VWAP. So yeah, weekend trading, maybe closing. Let's see. Yeah, I only use Heikanashis on the market cipher. Here, I think here I have Heikanashi candles because market cipher or the free version here, the cipher is for Heikanashi candle, but Heikanashi candle, yeah, it helps to stay in a trade, but it's a momentum, so it helps to stay in a trade, but trading on regular candles, like on a regular day without market cipher, just Heikanashi candle, it's not worth for me, but sometimes it makes the picture much clearer. For example here, to stay in a long, but on these two maybe we wick that high and this wick was much lower than let's say when it forms a red candle you close it, but we would have lost so many contracts. But sometimes I use Heikin-Ashi or even the line chart, so I don't have these stupid wicks on it, and have a much clearer picture. So this here looks more like a bear flag to continue down more, but it took so long here. A breakdown here would have made sense, or here, because we had the momentum to the downside, but right now sideways, so this maybe just continues sideways or even go higher. Especially on weekend, but I'm prepared to short this down, and I use this here to enter my short. So right now we see Bitcoin is forming a red candle, but ETH is doing a green candle. That's why, because ETH Bitcoin bounces off the S1. But when Bitcoin goes down, ETH goes down, then the alt come back up, and then ETH USD will go much more. Yeah, right here in this situation, opening along can work out, but the problem is the 4-hour close is here, and Bitcoin isn't at the VWAP, so there is a possibility that we come down to the VWAP. So they are both not at the same point in the chart. So maybe Bitcoin, when it comes down, it will bring ETH down also, and then VWAP is acting as support. I much prefer something like this, just wick down and then continues, and not trying. It tries to go down so much, and as you can see here, we now try again, and at some point the support will lose, even if this looks bullish in there. But these are just 5-minute candles. You have to think about it every time. It's just 5-minute candles, so there's higher chance of fake outs the 5 minutes. But as you can see, Bitcoin is now coming down a little bit, and this down pressure here on Bitcoin pressures ETH even under the VWAP. Yeah, Fibonacci retracement I always use on higher time frames, and not on. It's just not worth it on lower time. Search chart. I always have a fib level somewhere. Yeah, here for example. So as you can see, I even have this move here from the 3k to 14k, and these fib levels, they don't change until we broke out here or go down here. And right now I can see, okay, this break, okay, maybe backtest it then for a next run, or a short here. So I don't move them, and I have these on the higher time frames, yes. Also on ETH. On ETH we wicked just on this fib level. So for me this looks like it wants to go down here at these levels somewhere. But as you can see, we can also just continues down, continues up, sorry. Let's check out. 10 minutes left, and it tries so hard to stay above the VWAP, but it shows how important this small little white line is. And always wait for the closing. But to see something like this, I have also BTC on the chart, and here it tries to bounce. Maybe it goes up here to retest the VWAP. And if we stay here sideways, ETH maybe comes up again. And if you think, okay, this will go down anyway, you can use this here, SAR, to put your stop loss here. And when you see a break on the SAR, it changed direction. This green cross, this yellow crosses comes down, so maybe it acts as support, like here. But this is also 5 minutes, so this can change quickly. But sometimes it's worth looking at it. Let's say here, you can see a clear up move, a little bit down, and then continues up. So you're bullish in the short term. I also have this here. This is also very helpful. It's the momentum. When you see red here or green, it says maybe it changes direction. As you can see here, green, then up. And here we have that many red that we sold off here. And on all time frames. 2 hour. The higher the time frame, the more important it is. 4 hour here. And right now, he bounces off the VWAP. So closing my short and will be open when we break it again. And on the 4 hour, I also wait and see which direction we are open. If we close here and I see something like this price goes up, I'm looking for a short because often it forms just a wick here. I talked yesterday on the video about this wick forming on 4 hours or daily candles. Because yeah, this is not looking that good for me. It looks like a bear flag on ETH, and on Bitcoin we have not that clear picture here, but still, yeah. But maybe we will retest this fib level right now, this weekend, and form a gap somewhere here on CME, and then we come fill the gap and maybe continue down before we continue. So. Because a bull flag here, because we have this massive candle down, so for me this looks bull flag. We would be higher here, somewhere like this, a bull flag, and I often check something like this here, or to see maybe some pattern that looks like the same. On Bitcoin the picture isn't clear, but on ETH it just looks like a bear flag here, the pole, bear flag, another pole down. So the 4 hour is now closing. Let's see if we get a huge wick up here, or if we go down. So we form green here. So this maybe is the wick. Yeah, sometimes I draw them. I'm not a fan of cup and handles or head and shoulders, but sometimes I draw them on a chart. But right now it's just the FOMO time, and this is see, I have nothing on the chart, just the fib levels. So let's see. We started green on this 4 hour candle, and now maybe it just formed the wick. Let's check. On ETH, yeah, this is just a little wick, but can play out. And then I do this on the exchange. I have always the Bollinger Band on it. And right now we looks like we are forming something like this, but as soon as we start closing down under, like here, this was just a fake out, but we can stay close under it. We maybe come down. Same for Bitcoin here, just stayed in the upper half. And this middle line is really important, so a loose on the middle line here maybe brings us down. Here we just wicked, then, and as you can see here, we break it and then continues down. Reclaimed it here and continues up. So this middle line on the Bollinger, it's important. I have it on my exchange where I trade on Bybit to check possible take profits. Let's say I open a short, I put it on the middle line or here. Also, additional to these lines here, I use also the fib levels, the Bollinger Bands. And right now we can see another coil up for a volatile move, like here. We coiled up and had our volatile move up here. And right now we are forming the same. They come closer and closer, like the support and resistance. Yeah, I think that's enough. We talked a lot about it. And let's see where this continues, but yeah, it's not worth trading. I shorted here, closed it here. So I'm done for today and see if we come back down again. I'm not longing it here. It's not worth it, in my eyes. Okay, have a great weekend and see you soon. Bye.